But for me, coming from Nigeria, you hit my car, Oyibo rekpete, you might start throwing blows. You ready?
Ready.
Let's go. Hello guys.
Hello.
Welcome to our channel. My name is Becky.
No, wait, stop.
I'm trying to sound like you.
No.
Okay.
I'm Becky.
I'm
This
Becky.
Is Denise.
My name is Denise, the one and only Denise. And in today's video, what are we talking about?
We are going to talk about culture shock.
Culture shock in Germany. What is culture shock? According to Oxford Dictionary, culture shock is a feeling of disorientation experienced by someone when they are suddenly subjected to an unfamiliar culture and way of life.
My husband's first culture shock
First,
happened when?
my second or third day in Germany, third day in Germany, when I wasn't with my friend and I went somewhere to get water and the man offered me Wasser. Can you imagine how shocked I was? Of course, water in German means Wasser. But the difference was he offered me sparkling water. The sparkling water actually tasted kind of like bitter, which I wasn't used to at all. And so I spent my hard-earned €1 converted to Naira that day because the euro I was spending came from Nigeria with me. So that was a lot of Naira and I bought one bottle of water. Opened this thing, drank it, and my mouth was filled with carbonated water. And I'm like, what did you offer me? And it's like, Wasser. I'm like, no, I don't want Wasser. I want water. We kept on arguing until I discovered Wasser was actually water. But since we're in the shop anyway, let me continue, with the shop. So I went to the shop to go and buy vegetables and I saw how beautiful and fresh they were looking. I couldn't believe that they were real. I mean, coming from Nigeria, you have all sort of, for example, buying tomatoes. Some people even go for like the half spoiled or partially spoiled ones, and because they are cheaper. And for me, seeing these things, look very, very unreal. I had to go touch it to be sure it wasn't plastic. Another thing that surprised me was the fact that on Sundays, all the shops, are closed. Of course, you have like the farmers market and all of that. Twice a week. But this is totally different, from what I'm talking about. Like your groceries, shopping, you need to do it in the supermarket. So if you don't shop ahead and you want to wait until Sunday, you're probably going to get hungry.
Well, you have the gas station, which is more expensive, and you have the bakeries,
exactly,
which only have bread and
pastries,
cake, and maybe some small like butter or milk or something, but then that is it.
I've been living in Germany now for about 13-14 years and I'm still not used to like the big grocery shopping. Rebecca has to do that. I don't know if some of you have watched the video on TikTok. Have you seen the videos on TikTok? Maybe you should go do that. Or if we find any, we're going to put it on. I mean, it's a little bit exaggerated, but that's what it is, like you go shopping and the cashier is just like, throwing it on the rail and you have to be fast to pack
because
those
there's no, there's no catching zone, like the cashier sits here and then that's the end. So you have only a small space. You have to put it in your bag or shopping cart.
Yeah. And for the Americans, don't expect them to bag it for you. You have to do your bagging yourself. Living in Germany actually taught me how to be law-abiding because the Germans don't joke with their laws. Like they are strict and straightforward, and sometimes it might come across as being harsh or being wicked.
Very rude sometimes.
Or rude. But the fact is, once they are right, they want to let you know they are right. The Germans will tell you if they are not happy about something, like right away. They don't pretend.
No.
Being a foreigner and coming into Germany and learning the culture, was the fact that the Germans, an average German is actually like a police, civil police, put it that way. Like they watch. I don't know if you have also seen some memes, of old German women looking through the window and trying to see everything that is going on.
They're not looking through the window. They have the pillow on the window and they sit there and they look. They don't hide it. They don't.
I'm sorry. And if anything goes wrong, they will call the police, straight up. Not because you're a foreigner. They would also do that, on everybody. They can tell on their own father.
Do you know there are people like this who want to help the police when people are parking wrong on the street?
Exactly.
There's a case about a guy, it was an elderly man actually. He went to, he checked in the street where he's living how people are parking wrong. Mm-hmm. He wrote it down and he reported everything to the police. They got tired. I mean, like they got, I don't know how many reports every day and every week.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Germans are so law-abiding and respectful of police. As a Nigerian, I was shocked to see how much respect the police actually commands here. Coming from Nigeria, we fear the military people. And in Germany, you hardly see a soldier walking on the street.
No, if you don't have a soldier in your family, you might not even meet one your whole life.
Exactly. They are actually defending the country somewhere in the bush or far away in another country.
Sometimes see a military man if they on the train station.
In the train station, on the bus, and they pay their fees. They pay their fees.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, because in Nigeria, the uniform men don't pay their fees. They get into fight every time with the drivers, and the conductors. It's like, I'm an officer.
Let us know in the comments if in your country where you're from, if it is this way as well.
Yeah, please. Oh yeah. Well, next time we go to Nigeria, I will make sure you go in public transport. You need to talk about your own culture shock in Nigeria. Maybe. How many of you think Becky should do her own culture shock in Nigeria? Let us know in the comment right away. And if you haven't subscribed, please
subscribe, like our video,
comment,
share it with your friends.
It might shock you that when you go to the road and the street light is red, even if there is no car coming, people don't cross the road.
No.
There are some people who actually cross no matter the color, but the large majority.
First of all, they wait. Most of the people, they stop at the light, and then if there is nothing coming in the light, still doesn't change.
Yeah.
Then they go.
But
at first they stop.
Exactly. At the zebra crossing, coming from Nigeria again, I was shocked that when crossing the road, the cars actually stop for you to go, cross, and nothing happens to you. In Nigeria, you try that, you be a mincemeat. You hear things like, your father, Nazibra, you be. So, we're talking about driving. If you're coming from another country, and I'm not talking about Europe or the Western world. And of course, I did my exams and passed. But if you're unfortunate, because you have to learn about 1,000 questions, and out of these 1,000 questions you get to answer maybe on the day of your exams, how many again? About 30?
Something like that. Yes.
Yeah, and sometimes one question that you fail actually makes you fail the whole theory. So practical is good, but when you come to Germany, you have to do your theories and then you have to do your practical exams.
Yes.
So for me, it was shocking. Well, another thing that was shocking for me was the fact that two people collide into each other and they park to the side of the road and they're actually, just talking, like friendly. Like, oh, how did that happen? Oh, I'm sorry. Just give me your details. And then you just give them your insurance details. And if it's not too heavy of an accident or the one that you're not sure who is on the wrong, or who is on the right. You can just enter your car and go, and your insurance company takes care of that. For Becky, it's like, yeah, but that's normal. But for me, coming from Nigeria, you hit my car, oyibo rekpete. You might start throwing blows. Yeah, it's battle of the fittest. You might start throwing punches. Even when the police comes, the quarrel still doesn't stop. You must have heard about it, Autobahn. Or like we say it in German, Autobahn.
Yes.
Autobahn. That's how we say it in German. Generally, on the Autobahn or highway, there is no speed limit. But there are exemptions, like where there's an exit, a detour, constructions, or
like when there's a lot of traffic and if they know where a lot of cars are at one point, then they reduce the speed.
They reduce the speed, and there's no specific place. Because coming to Germany, I used to think there's a specific place, called Autobahn, that you go with your car and just drive. But actually, it's highway all over Germany, all across Germany. I mean, traveling around the world, most people go around, with their ATM card or credit card, and all of that. But in Germany, you are advised to actually have some euros with you, because there are some shops you could go to and you can shop with your cards. And I was quite shocked and surprised at how valuable coins are in Germany. Like, you can pay anything with the coins. Nobody's going to tell you why you paying in coins. It was
if you go to the smaller, like if you go to the cents, they might look at you, but they are actually supposed to take it.
Exactly. Recycling. Whoo! Germany is big when it comes to recycling. I don't know if you know this, but Germany is actually one country that recycles about 80 to 85%.
I wouldn't know the number, but we do recycle a lot more than other countries.
They do a lot of recycling. We believe in green energy, believe in keeping the world a safe zone.
That reminds me, talking about recycling, what we do is when we buy bottles or soda cans, there is a deposit, and that means often it is 25 cents, sometimes it's 8 cents. 8 cents is more for the beer bottles. Like, you pay a price for your drink and the deposit, and then you can bring it back to the vending machine and you get a receipt
coupon,
back, a coupon, and then you get your money back again.
Yeah. Germany is very big when it comes to recycling, For example, your used batteries, you can actually take them back to the shop and they will take it from you, because they have like a special container where they deposit those things. You're not allowed to just throw it into your trash can, or garbage bag.
Every shop that is selling batteries has to take them back.
Exactly. They wouldn't question why you're bringing it to them. And even in your house, you are actually expected to separate, your garbage. Like here at home, we have like the black, for our general garbage. I mean, it's different from cities to cities.
It is,
We have like the blue for papers. We have like the yellow for plastic stuff.
There's a brown one for compost.
Brown one for compost. So everything needs to be sorted out. And I'm getting used to it now.
Well, that's a topic for another day.
Cleanliness. That's the next thing I want to talk about. Whew. I was so surprised. The fact that the cars here don't have to be washed every morning. Oh my God. Every morning I woke up, in Nigeria, I had to wash my car before driving. Not just wash your car, but you actually turn it on. Leave it for about 30 minutes to warm up. Now I'm asking myself, like, why don't the people warm their cars here? But that's actually a mission. So you're polluting the environment.
To be honest, when we went to Nigeria, I did not understand why Dad had to go
on the car
to on
and
it.
throttle every morning.
I did not understand it because I'm not used to it from here. And from Canada, I only know it that they have to plug their car in the cold. But
Yeah,
in warm
during
weather, I did
winter.
not understand why you have to do
I
that.
still don't get why we do it in Nigeria, but people warm their car. And here in Europe, where it's cold, we don't warm the car, and the car is not having trouble. You just get into your car, start your car, and go. For months, there are people who actually don't wash their cars for months, and the car is still looking like not dirty.
Not dirty.
You
Well,
know.
that all depends on if you in the springtime, if you have pollen flying on
Yeah.
your car, depending on where you're driving.
How can I forget? I came into Germany, in spring, just when summer was about to start. And it was shocking for me that by 9-10 p.m., it was still bright. I had to literally call my mother. I said, Mom, you wouldn't believe it. She was like, what is it? I'm like, it's almost 10 p.m. and it's bright. Like, I can see everything. Because 6 p.m., it's like already dark.
Yeah, definitely, it is pitch dark, like dark.
Winter actually gives you the feeling of like the weather back at home. Between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m.
It gets dark.
It's already getting dark,
that's true.
So that's what I was used to. So seeing this weather, was kind of like shocking for me. Not shocking in a bad way, but in a nice way to think that it's 10 p.m. and everywhere, it's still bright.
Yeah.
So here in Germany, as long as you're legally living in Germany, you must have a health insurance. And I was surprised to see that everybody have a family doctor. The doctor is actually someone that has studied general medicine and can procure some form of medications, but if it gets to specialization, then he has to send you to special doctors. When you're sick, your health insurance pays for your salary on that time that you are sick. So there's something known as Kindergeld. Like every child born or living here in Germany, registered,
yes.
Legally here in Germany, actually has some money coming to them monthly. So every child until the age of 21.
No. Maximum until the age of 25,
25,
I believe.
yeah.
That depending on
If you're
still go to
studying.
school. If you already work, like if you're done with your job training,
Yeah.
then you don't get it again.
So let's talk about religion. In Germany, you have about 67 to 69% Christians living in Germany and about 3 to 4% Muslims and then atheists. But one thing, that amazes me is the fact that even those that are Christians are just Christian by religion, not because
On the paper.
on the papers, not because they practice it, or go to church every Sunday.
Christmas and Easter.
Exactly, or wedding.
Sorry.
But being a Nigerian, we are very religious. We take church, very serious.
Do you know if you look on Google Maps, you actually find a church almost on every corner of every street? Almost?
Depending on the state, like in Lagos State, in Abuja, and mega cities.
You find 3 churches in one street for
Yeah,
sure.
or more, even on the building. But not just Nigeria, in America and London too. They've started doing that. But what amazes me is the fact that the crime rate in Germany is pretty low compared to most of other countries, in the world. So the fact that they just write, I'm a Christian on papers and don't practice it does not make them any less of good people. So for me, I wish we can actually do less of religion and be better people, than be all religious and don't even practice, what we preach. So that's one thing you find out here in Germany, right?
Yeah.
Public transportation. In Germany, one thing about Germans is Pünktlichkeit. Pünktlichkeit simply means on time. Everything has to be on time.
Supposed to be
On time. But I mean, compared to a lot of countries, the train comes exactly when it's supposed to come.
I guess we Germans like to cry on high.
You know, but the Germans, you know, actually start crying foul when it comes 1, 2, 3 minutes late.
Very accurate.
But for me, coming from Nigeria, you never give somebody the actual time of arrival. You just say, I'm going to come between 1 and 3 o'clock. And sometimes you might end up coming 10 o'clock because you really can't tell what the traffic situation is going to be or if you find transportation, you know, at all.
Speaking of being on time, if someone says he comes at 5, he better comes at 5.
Yeah, that is Germany. And another culture shock, don't just knock on my door and just come in and think you would expect to have lunch. No, you have to tell me on time. You know, if you want to come join me, you have to tell me you're actually coming for lunch, or let me invite you for lunch. But if my lunch is at 1 or 2 p.m. and you come 2:15 and you meet me eating, you're just going to wait until I finish eating. I'm not inviting you.
Or you might get sent away.
Or you might get sent away and say,
we're eating lunch now, come back in half an hour.
Exactly. But coming from Nigeria and growing up with my mother cooked for unseen guests. You know, you'd be like, why are you cooking so much? She'd be like, yeah, just in case a visitor, you know, might pop in.
Did you know he inherited that one? He always cooks a huge portion.
Yeah,
He has inherited that.
I know.
Really, literally, like he always cooks like a big portion.
Yeah.
And then I mean, it's good.
But it's a good thing.
No, yes, but I'm just saying it's very interesting.
Yeah. I guess I got that good thing from my mom.
Definitely. You cook for unseen guests.
Yeah. As a stylist, how can I not notice style, you know, and clothing in Germany? In Nigeria, we basically shop for Christmas. Growing up as little kids, Christmas gift was the you know, Christmas clothes you get, you know, and even till date I still joke with it and say, where's my Christmas shoe or my Christmas clothes, you know, because every time you buy new clothes it is for Christmas. But here in Germany I discovered that at least there are 2 major styles, you know, of clothing. Like in summer they dress differently, and during autumn and winter the style, you know, changes.
Of course.
You know, that is to fit the weather. So when you come to Europe, you know, and in other region where you have, you know, like the extremely warm and cold season, don't be surprised if you see different kind of clothing in the shop. Because right now, for example, if you go to the stores, you hardly find t-shirts or short knickers, you know, or bathing pants, you know, or bathing clothing. That is because nobody needs them now. How can I forget this one? A lot of you know about Oktoberfest already, yeah? The beer drinking festival. But it happens basically in Bayern. Everywhere you go in Germany, every region has its own beer. So I got to the shop talking about culture shock, and I was surprised and amazed and flabbergasted that beer is actually cheaper than water. You heard me right. Cheap beer. The cheap beer. The German just said it. The cheap beer. But for me, it was shocking to see that beer is cheaper than water. How comes? I couldn't put up with that, but it's fact. So the low branded beer are actually cheaper than water.
If you have come that far, thank you for watching.
Namaste. And if you have experienced anything other than what I have experienced, go ahead in the comment section and let us know what your experiences, you know, were. Thank you. I was joking. Ewo?
Geht's dir gut?
Ja.